Good morning, everybody. We are back from our trip and we are back in the remodel, as you can see. And I wanted to cover a topic that comes up fairly often in my mind anyways, if it doesn't come up necessarily in real time, I should say. And that topic is, what do you do when you run out of money on your remodel, or you are tight, or you can't buy the next big material thing, or what the next thing is? And this is what I do when I get to that point, because right now we have to save some funds for specific things in the future, and we can't spend them. And so if we were to spend them, we wouldn't be able to do those future things. And so right now we have to cut back to not do the big things like cabinets and drywall and insulation and all the stuff that would make life so much nicer. So right now we have a sink with a plywood countertop. We have our appliances just sitting out in the middle of nowhere. We are sharing an outlet with the dryer and the stove. They are interchanged because right now we don't have enough power to power both, because we're sharing a house and we haven't got the new breaker panel put in yet, which will be coming this week, which is one of those things that we need to save money for. So with that said, this is the things that I do when I get to that point. So on a remodel is always something that needs done until you finish it, of course. And one of those things that always needs to be done is painting. As you can tell, this door is not painted at all. That door frame is not painted at all. This door has been painted once with Kilz, and you can tell that the trim and the door frames have been painted on these, but not the doors themselves. So usually you always have paint, and if you don't, you can find something else to do. But in our circumstance, we have paint. We have a bucket of Kilz, which is what we use for our base coats on these doors, because if you don't, the stain comes through the paint and it looks brown and awful. And so I've already done this door. This door has been painted once, well, kind of twice, because the first coat was just excess stuff we had on our brushes that we'd roll on the door. So 1.5 coats on that one. This one has nothing, but on the other side it actually has been brushed on with leftovers like the last door. And so we'll roll this again with Kilz. And this is Saturday, so the reason I am painting instead of doing something really important like the electrical panel or a job that pays money, that way I can afford cabinets and stuff like that, is because I've got things on Saturdays I usually plan that that way I have time, whatever. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, but I do other stuff on Saturdays rather than just work and stuff. So get office work done, pay bills, all that stuff. So I feel like I'm just rambling in this video, but we're going to clean the doors first, and usually I just use Lysol wipes. So you just take these and you just want to clean off all the dust and dirt on the doors. Sometimes you need to sand them to make the paint stick well, but in this case, the doors are just fine. So wipe them down. I'm doing 2 coats of Kilz, and then it's taking like 3 coats of white to make them look pristine. So I'll get these Kilz put on, and then we'll paint as much as we can. But that's basically gonna be it in today's video, is explaining what I do when I run out of time, run out of money, and yeah, so let's get some paint on these doors. So obviously there are a bunch of different ways to paint doors. It's probably easier if you use like a sprayer and sprayed all your doors at once. Just lined them all up with a nice tarp around it. And just sprayed them all and then let them dry, and then hang it back up, and then tape around your door frames and spray around those. That would be much easier. But since I don't have the time to prep all the doors, I don't all my doors off at once, because I want to keep my dog inside my house and from going in other rooms and stuff. It's just easier if I do one at a time, especially since here and there, like I went to get lunch and I came back and I'm waiting for someone to come buy something off a marketplace. So I'm waiting around for those things. And so it's easier for me just to paint one at a time whenever I have time, and then put it back up and then paint the next one. So the way I do that is I just have a painter's pan here, just a regular roller pan, but I have 4-inch rollers, and it's probably easier with the larger roller, but I find that these 4-inch rollers are nice to use for the door frames and for the doors themselves. So it takes a lot longer, but it's a lot more convenient what I do. So I'll put some more paint in here, flip this over, and then do some more painting. But yeah, so as I just mentioned, another thing I like to do when I don't have a lot of money or time is I like to go through everything that I've purchased and make sure I don't have any extras. Like if it's a bag of stuff here, I know I'm going to be using lots of this, like there's outlet boxes and shims and tape and nail filler and all that stuff in there. I'll go through everything and ask myself, am I going to use this? Because I don't need a bunch of junk sitting around in the garage just collecting dust that I can't return after 90 days. So I'll return it, and that'll help fund something else. You go outside? You go outside? Go ahead. And then if I find something that I don't need anymore that I've purchased a long time ago or was given, I'll sell it. Maybe one day it'll be easier just to give stuff away instead of putting on Marketplace and selling it, but I'm still in the broke phase of life, and so when it comes to extra stuff, I try to sell it or get rid of it if I don't use it, because having less stuff in the space just makes things go much faster. So whenever you're getting to the point where you don't have money or time, think about what you can get rid of, think about what you can do, and just use what you have. So let's pour some paint and paint some more. Okay, I just got an email from Home Depot, and they said that my cabinets have arrived. Unfortunately, not the cabinets for the kitchen, but for my next job, which is fortunate enough. So, I get this jacket on. It's a little muddy from yesterday walking around the woods with the dog. I don't think you probably haven't seen that, but I went to the woods and walked around with my dog yesterday. Got soaked, but it's dry now. It's clean enough. So let's go pick up some cabinets, and then I'll show you what we're doing with them in the future. But it's raining outside, so we'll have to strap them down, all that stuff. But I'll catch up with you once we have some cabinets. Hi there. So today is Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thank you very much for being a mother. It means a lot. But we are back today working on the house in my dress clothes because we needed to get those doors put on in the hallway because our puppy likes to eat stuff and there's this stuff that you can get into. So anyways, hung those doors back up and we put the original hardware back on the hinges and the doorknobs and such. Those are gonna be replaced with the brushed bronze color once we get the money to buy the hardware, but right now those work just fine, so we'll throw those back on. But I wanted to show you a few things that you can do on the doors, even if you're on a budget or on a time crunch. So as you can see, the door isn't completely painted yet, but this portion of it is where the hinges are and where the doorknob goes. The reason I did that is because I didn't have enough time or the supplies to paint the doors necessarily, but I needed to put it back up. So they're primed and everything, but they're painted around those areas. That way we can paint them where they are and not have to worry about trimming around anything. We just roll the door and it's ready to go. Also, when you paint doors like this, they like to not shut as good. And so I'm letting them dry before I try shutting it, but then I'm also going to readjust the hinges. That way everything's a little bit tighter over here and allows us to fit, because when you paint where the hinges go, it adds just enough to where it makes it stick. This one's not too bad, but it still bumps a bit. So we'll work on those later. I wanted to get it installed today, that way he doesn't come and then wreak havoc on all of our stuff. So those are in, and they are ready for paint. So once we get the paint for that, then we'll paint it. Actually, we already got the paint. It's over here. I just need more time to paint. So once those are ready to paint, then we'll paint them. Does that make sense? So anyways, thanks for watching. This was a very Mod Podge video. Copper wants to go out. You want to go out, Copper? What's that? But I hope to give you some sort of update, since you haven't seen something from me for a while, for a week at least. And then we're gonna have maybe some better content coming up soon, as soon as I get back in the swing of things and everything. So anyways, thanks for watching. Happy Mother's Day, and we'll catch you later.